waterboarded. Watch this.
Remember how the gentleman in the White House talked about torture on the campaign trail? What I'd like to say is I would like you to try it. I think people who have actually been tortured, who are saying this is not a good thing, you should listen to them because you have never been tortured, and neither has Dick Cheney.
That was Whoopi. Let's bring in the author of Enhanced Interrogation. Dr. James Mitchell helped develop the CIA's Enhanced Interrogation Program and interrogated 9/11 planner Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. Doctor, thanks for being here this morning. So what do you make of Whoopi's comments and how they reflect the media's view of what you had to do to keep our country safe?
Well, honestly, who cares what Whoopi Goldberg thinks? You know, I'm tempted to just completely dismiss it, but on second thought, maybe she could show us how it's done. The next time there's credible intelligence of another catastrophic attack with the potential to kill thousands of people in the United States, maybe she could go to some unsafe place in the world and interrogate the terrorists, and I'll stay back home. I'll stay safe with my family, and I'll criticize her like she criticized us. You know, I think what she's doing really is value signaling. I think she's preening in front of an audience that likes her to show how much more morally superior she is to us. But I would say, as a psychologist, that she needs to be careful. And the reason for that is because a strong-willed man like Donald Trump, if he's exposed to the waterboard, he's not going to think like Whoopi Goldberg thinks. He may see its harshness and think, that's exactly what we need. We need to be doing more of that. Remember, when they were trying to decide whether or not waterboarding was legal, I waterboarded an Assistant Attorney General of the United States. He got up off the waterboard and decided that not only was it legal, not only was it not torture, but it didn't violate our treaties with other countries. So I think she just needs to be cautious.
So the idea, when you waterboarded that assistant AG, the idea was, I want you to see what this feels like, and he or she stood up and said, it brought me to the precipice. I probably would give up information, but ultimately I'm safe and just fine afterwards.
Actually, it was the other way around. He demanded that we waterboarded him so he could decide whether or not it was torture. And in the run-up to doing that, I waterboarded a CIA attorney, a woman, who would not allow us to waterboard the Attorney General, the Assistant Attorney General, until she was waterboarded. And both of them said essentially the same thing. It sucked. I wouldn't want to do it again, but I don't think it's torture. Now, the laws have changed, and that's the other thing that I think your viewers probably should be aware of. This is a tempest in a teapot. The laws have changed. The moral landscape has changed. Waterboarding is off the table now. So fussing and getting hysterical about waterboarding is an irrelevant waste of time.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Welcome to the Patriot Hour. This is Michael, your host for 5/14/18. It's Monday evening. We just witnessed some Whoopi Goldberg there. People kind of talking about things they don't know, I guess, or know a whole bunch about. Not that that's an issue. You know, just learn a little bit more. So anyway, we got some new Anon Q clearance updates, drops. Again on Q, we have tons of people jumping ship, not wanting to read the post anymore, just be completely done with it. Again, like I've said for several times on this channel, go and look at some old videos. You'll see we're gonna read them. It's actually something that's happening. You know, somebody's posting something and they're there, and we're going to read them. That's all facts. Do I ever have claimed to know who's behind it? No. Does anyone truly know? No. Some of these people have come to the conclusion, they're saying 4/29, April 29th was the last Q. Shortly after that, the next series we're talking about people profiting, doing things like that. That made the first group jump. They felt maybe guilty, or it was impeding on their agendas now, and that's how some people roll as well. They're all about the truth, all about everything until it starts hurting them or their personal agendas. So, and then it went on a little further, and I think an anonymous poster had talked about Alex Jones questioning something, and then Q responded back with a link that went to Alex Jones' channel or his court case proceedings and an article about it, and talked about how in court he had said everything he does is an act. It's a part of his job. It's just so people got mad on that one, I guess. But again, that happened. That's facts. And some people just weren't going to stand for it, I guess. So I don't know. Everyone can come to their own conclusion. If that, you had all this, I'm not real sure what they came to. I'm not them. I know my background. I don't know about Alex Jones or some of these other channels. Mine includes military. And that, again, doesn't make me any more. I mean, yeah, I've seen some things. I had some clearances as well. So I'm not getting the bad vibe. This, to me, in the last several months, I was just talking to Scott about it earlier. Other buddy Ben. We, if anything, this has helped us all read better, investigate better, learn how to piece this and that together. So on the other side, like I said months ago, you'd come out standing a better researcher, a better reader, a listener, detective work type stuff. So you're not getting, it's a psyop. You don't want to look at it because it's wrong. Well, then what do you look? You're going to, should I have been reporting on CNN for the last several months? Would I be worse off? Yeah, come on. So what's the difference, right? You pick your poison. Patriot Hour is always going to be the Patriot Hour. The little updates I do here and there for when I was even talking about doing this years ago, when it got more dialed in the last few months before it started earlier this year, it was, I'm going to do updates between the Patriot Hour show. I said updates of what? Whatever's hot, whatever's cool. Not cool, but hot, breaking news. And that'll always be the case. The Q thing just kind of came at the right time, and it was something I can do updates on. We're going to keep doing the updates on them. We're going to play it out. We're going to go until the end, until the guy, whoever it is, reveals himself. The team reveals itself. The individual reveals itself. And then, boom, that is another episode for that topic. So everyone has a right to believe in, at this point, if you've been following, what you distinctively would think. So I would think, even if you've been following it and then you start getting these weird feelings, you're like, all right, I'm done. I'm not going to report on it anymore whatsoever, because it is deemed to them to be wrong. I don't know how anyone, what definitive proof they've gotten by listening to some of these other channels, what their reasonings are. I haven't watched enough, but that is on them. So without taking up any more time, because I've just taken up quite a few minutes, we're going to jump into the Q posts. All right, folks, here we go. Just like always, we're looking at them. We're going to read them. Okay, so here we go. 1361 in the series came today at 11:06, just before noon, 11:06 a.m. And we got all these samples here, just different articles taking us to QAnon, some Trump is a genius, Pizzagate, so coordinated, all for a LARP, live action role play. That's what LARP stands for, live action role play. In the parentheses, attacks will only intensify. Ask yourself why, Q. So as these attacks start intensifying a little bit, some people are going to keep jumping ship. Maybe they don't like it. They don't like the way it feels. Who knows? Okay, here's a Q. Where we go one, we go all. The Great Awakening. Do you know Q.com? So here we go, 5/10/18. Fellow patriots, what you are about to learn should not only scare you, but intensify your resolve to take back freedom, control, freedom, The information that will become public will further demonstrate the criminal and corrupt, in parentheses, pure evil, abuse of power that Hussein administration undertook in joint efforts with domestic and foreign dignitaries. The snowball has begun rolling. There is no stopping it now. D5. Stay the course and trust the plan. Protective measures are in place. Remain brave. We knew this day would come. Link to I'm sure the Trump video. United we stand worldwide. Where we go one, we go all. We fight conspiracy no more. Q. So this is 1363 in the series. Last one was 1362. 1363. This came at 1130. Image search for fire truck / engine. Letter common in front of number. Post 74. Coincidence. U.S. flag. Post Castle Lock. Pointed ref. Comms understood. Q. Image search for fire truck engine. Letter common in front. Crazy. U.S. flag post Castle Lock, so. All right, so there we go. We read them. Let's see if there's any more updates. Okay. All right, we're going to go to Donald J. Trump. Remember how badly Iran was behaving with the Iran deal in place. Now they're trying to take over the Middle East by whatever means necessary. Now that will not happen. So sad to see the terrorist attack in Paris. At some point, countries have to open their eyes and see what's really going on. This kind of sickness and hatred is not compatible with loving, peaceful, and successful country. Changes to our thought process on terror must be made. U.S. Embassy opening in Jerusalem will be covered live on Fox News and Fox Business. Lead up at 9 a.m. Event has already begun. A great day for Israel. Big day for Israel. Congratulations. And it looks like they had a live feed basically going on there. It's got 1 million views, 78 minutes and 30 seconds. So, or not a live feed, but at least an hour and a half recorded. Portion. Looks like they changed his picture to these release of the hostages. All right, let's see here. All right, so again, folks, beginning of the video here, we saw Whoopi. Again, they're a talk show. They talk about things. They sometimes talk about things they don't know a lot about. I would probably say I do the same. I don't know a lot about everything. Anyone that tells you they do, get away from them. Again, I don't know these people's backgrounds on the queue. I don't claim to. I don't know the people, other people that have been following them, their channels, their backgrounds, how old they are, what kind of research they've really done, their life background. But if something don't sit right with you, folks, that's what it's all about. I've had tons of people leave this channel. They don't agree with me. They don't like me. They don't like the way I read, the way I don't read right, or mess up words, mess up names. I don't claim to be perfect. I don't claim to be all-knowing. I'm not. I'm just a guy. I'm just trying to bring truth, light into the dark. All right. Some of these other channels, like I said, I've watched a few people's, and they're saying the same. They don't think the whole Q thing was wrong. They just, at some point here in the last week or two, have led to believe it is no longer what they want to be part of. For whatever reason, they think it was hijacked, taken over. That is their collective thoughts where it took them to. So again, we try to stay out of all that. We're just reading them. And in my own personal life, I've made some connections, and we don't need to get into all the, what do you personally do you live by Q? Do you swear by it? Is that that each person's probably on their thing. You don't have to agree with mine 100% to go on with your life. You believe what you want. I think you guys get what you want from here. You want to hear the Q posts, you want them read for the update videos. And our Patriot Hour show, we do mainstream news. We debate on that. Sometimes the Q might get brought in a little bit as a reference, but we try to keep it mainstream, and sometimes it's hard, like other people have commented, if you know these answers that are over here, why even hold this generic conversation? Well, that is typically what goes on anywhere you go. If you go visit with the friends or somewhere at the local bar, and you get into a conversation, if you take it to some of these extremes, people are done talking to you in minutes. What proof do you have? But if you keep it on a level of, I was watching CNN, he says, and you're like, well, I was watching Fox, and they said this, and now you're never going to come to a solution either. So it's rough, it's tough, but hey, we got all the mainstream news channels to look at. There are websites. We got the Q post. If you're done with Q, or you're done with everything else. Who knows what everyone's got planned. So we're going to keep reading them here, though, folks. For you, for myself. And we'll keep on doing the Patriot Hour. We're not going anywhere. So we'll be here for the end, to the end of the Q. And for everything else, we hope to evolve, my updates. I can do it at any time, but I find it interesting. So that's just my personal thought on it for you. Thanks for sticking by. This is Michael, Patriot Hour. God bless. Godspeed. Good evening to each and every one of you worldwide. Again, ring the bell, drop a comment. Visit the website, www.thepatriothour.com. Sign up there. That way we have you with your email logged, and we can get out whenever we start doing newsletters. You'll be on the list. So I encourage you to race over to thepatriothour.com. Simple. And check us out. Subscribe down below on the link. Okay, we'll see you in the next update video. We appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great evening.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Hey, Froggy.